And welcome back. Well, healthcare is a field that's in high demand with a lot of job opportunities.
You could become a doctor or nurse, of course.
Sure.
There are lots of other options, too. And here now with more on how to get the right education and training is Pete Pavone with Bryant and Stratton College. Nice to have you back.
Good to see you again.
It's great to be back.
This is an exciting field. If anybody's interested in a career in healthcare, there's a lot of different things you can consider.
Well, as you know, people that are working in the healthcare field, many are starting to retire. We need two-income families now. And the fact that a high-growth field, what I mean by that is if you look on any of the career search engines, that you'll find that most of our majors, our programs, there's a 22% job growth over the next several years. That's significantly higher than most jobs, careers.
Absolutely. So healthcare is an opportunity for a lot of people to get a degree in.
Sure.
And there's a lot of baby boomers, like we mentioned, that are retiring, and that means more jobs opening. Are you seeing that as a fact?
Well, yes, we're seeing that from a couple areas. One is placement rates. We have a very high placement rate. And I think that's important for any of the viewers.
Yeah.
When you're selecting a college or you're attending a college, make sure that they help you or actually track your placement rate. We're in the 80 percentile. You know, we do very, very well. Nurses, for example, they're in the 90 percentile of placement. So there is a return on your investment. The other thing I think is important is look at your starting salaries. What is the projection? And look at the history of the college. And I know we just calculated this past year, for example, our Bayshore campus, the average starting salary was over $37,000.
Great.
So that's good, you know, for associate and bachelor degrees.
You know, it's interesting, too, because I think people think very traditional as it relates to healthcare opportunities and what jobs you would be able to do. But there's so many other things like health services administration. You can have an administrative job, or, you know, a medical assisting job, or reimbursement, coding. I mean, there are a lot of different things.
I like to think of the healthcare field into three areas. The clinical, the nurses, for example, the administrative, you know, sometimes the reception, medical administrative assistant, and then the billing and coding. And depending on your propensity or your interest or your talents, there's careers for you, and all of them have that growth rate. And I think what's nice about the clinical, the nurses, the medical assisting, it's really important when you look at those degree fields. We know that nurses need licensing. That's important. We do very well. We have one of the highest pass rates in the state. We know that medical assistants, when you have a certification, and we do have a certification track, and we do very well this past semester, for example, that you're sought after with that, credential. Then there's the administrative. We have a diploma program starting this May in medical office. So you can get a feel and then decide which branch you want to go into. And we have the health services bachelors, where it's more managerial, entry level. And then finally we have the billing and coding. And let me tell you folks, going into coding into the future, especially when we have to change the coding and diagnostics starting this October, I believe. Coding and billing folks are really sought after.
Well, and that's what you want. You want to be sought after, as you mentioned. You know, generally your students come from all walks of life. They can be graduating high school seniors. They can be people who've not finished all their college credits before, going back to college from a different career, and a lot of young parents. And that's one of the reasons you guys started your children's college in Wauwatosa. Right.
You look for ways to support the student. We offer bus passes for transportation, but the children's college, and I'd love for you to visit the children's college. It's sort of side-by-side learning. The students between 3 and 12 can have their students participate in learning activities while their parents, the help with homework, tutors.
And I bet the kids love it.
Oh my God! You've got to see the enthusiasm of these little tykes in there with the drawing or the videos or the plays that they put on. It's outstanding.
And wonderful for moms and dads to have the comfort of knowing their child is well cared for, that they're learning something while they're either studying or going to school, which I think is great. And that, again, is for kids 3 to 12. They'll be well cared for while you can study and learn. And so we want to give you the information first because they're enrolling now for the spring semester. So in the nursing program in particular, there's absolutely no waiting list right now. You can actually become a nurse and get that degree in 2 years or less, which should be music to a lot of people's ears.
And that 90% placement rate.
Exactly, over 90, which is awesome to think about. Bryant and Stratton College has locations in Bayshore, Milwaukee, and Wauwatosa. Their campuses are in all 3 places there. You can find out more and enroll by calling 414-847-2101 or go to bryantstratton.edu. And you have other degrees too, hospitality, human resources, accounting, legal field, criminal justice, and then of course we talked specifically about healthcare today. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Great to see you.